What's up, gamers? I'm here in the Sony booth with my man Chris, the associate producer, on none other than the highly acclaimed, waiting for over and over and over again, finally here now. What is it?
November 2nd.
What is it?
Gran Turismo.
That's right, Gran Turismo Quattro. Oh, I said Quattro and I meant to say Cinque. And of course, finally, with Gran Turismo 5. Yes, that's right, number 5. We're staying alive with number 5. And Chris, why did it take so long? What's going on with GT5?
You know, there are a lot of elements that a lot of people are going to be really excited to see in game. And it's just something that we were ready to launch when we were ready to launch. And now we just want to make it public to everyone that November 2nd is our launch date. And it's going to be made available in both North America and Latin America.
Now, obviously, it's a really highly acclaimed, awaited title. Everybody, car aficionados, just racing fans in general. What can we see that's different from the others, rest of the games in the other series?
From the get-go, if you sit down or pick up a controller, the graphics alone is what sets it miles apart from anybody in any other title in the same genre. Which is kind of weird because I wouldn't say they're in the same genre. We're kind of in our own little category. It's a racing game, it's a car game, it's a game for people that just love cars in general.
Now, obviously, it's been in the past, obviously a very simulation-based title. Gran Turismo's never been really simulation-based. On the arcade aspect, is there any upgrades to the arcade modes at all? Or?
As we get closer to our November 2nd launch, we'll be making more announcements in terms of all the different features that will be available in game. There's small hints here and there that we kind of dropped in previous events, even here as well. Talking just a little bit about online and just how big it is in general. Gran Turismo 5 Prologue really gave us a great chance to learn from our audience to see what they're looking for in terms of a multiplayer racing game, and we listened to that, and more importantly, we listened to the things that they weren't asking, and figured out exactly what it is that we're going to add into the game that people are not expecting. So the final product, there's going to be so many things in terms of online connectivity, online features. People are going to be amazed.
So it's going to be basically even though it took a while, it's an ever-evolving game. So with the amount of DLC, the amount of content you're going to have right out the box, it's just going to be unparalleled to any other racing game, or what?
Always. And it's just... there's so many things, it's either the graphics, the physics, online multiplayer,
What about the online multiplayer? What's going to be any jump-ins? Any certain features that we should be looking for GT5?
Again, it's one of those things that we're going to be revealing those features as we get closer to launch.
There's nothing I could do to coax you out of it? More details?
You can throw me a pile of money and see how that happens.
We're going to find out. Now, in regards to, I see that, a lot of the newest Sony titles, the AAA titles, are going 3D. Is this going to be another 3D compatible title?
Yeah, Gran Turismo is a flagship title for PlayStation as a brand. And we are, in the end, Sony PlayStation. And today's event, or E3, that was the biggest announcement that the PlayStation 3 was going to be providing content for the new Bravia televisions to support 3D gaming. And what other best game to have on, brand new 3D Bravia than Gran Turismo 5?
I was looking at that and I was just like, it's always been cool to have a simulation cockpit or a racing chair. Obviously, you guys have some setups here with the actual Logitech racing wheels. It really adds to the realism, but now you have 3D, it just kind of really puts it over the top.
A lot of people, we can, on blogs or internet videos, we can talk so much about, how many cars are there, how many tracks are there. But when it really comes down to it is being able to experience it. And when you get a chance to sit behind a wheel or get a controller and have 3D on, it honestly feels like the entire race is just sitting on your lap. You have the entire race going on around you. And with some of the new dynamic lighting features and enhanced special effects, let's say, for example, you're out on the road, right, and you're racing a rally track, and you're seeing the progressive daytime just go from day to night. You go out, you're racing at twilight, your high beams are on, and it's catching all the dust particles that are floating in the air. At that point, you realize, holy.
This really takes, it's crazy. It's almost like going to Disney World without even going to Disney World.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's a brand new level of racing.
Now, when can we expect it? I mean, I think they did announce it. What was the date exactly to expect this?
We're November 2nd for North America and Latin America.
North America, Latin America, and what about the Great East?
This is a North American event, so we're kind of concentrating on the Americas today.
I guess we're gonna have to wait. I mean, what about actually tying into like other games like the GT5? Well, I guess the GT. It wasn't the GT5, but for the PSP, the latest GT.
Yeah, so there is cross-talk compatibility between Gran Turismo PSP that launched last year October, where you'll be able to transfer a certain amount of your vehicles that you've unlocked to the full version of Gran Turismo 5. And on top of that, we're also making sure that our big fans that purchase Gran Turismo 5 Prologue will also have an ability to transfer something to the full version.
So any like little special like Easter eggs or anything like that for people who did purchase the Gran Turismo 5 Prologue?
Again, it's not something that we're ready to talk about just yet, but know that it's in the back of our mind. We're thinking about it.
That means maybe, probably, almost a yes.
Maybe's a maybe.
Maybe's a maybe. All right, Chris. Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to that release. I know a lot of big race fans with the play seats, the Gran Turismo wheels, and of course 3D. And just to let you guys know, I guess, which I was being told by a few other guys here, that you don't have to have necessarily a Sony TV or a 3D TV. Obviously suggested, of course.
Obviously, it is the TV that will show the crispest image, and in the end, it is a PlayStation Sony brand. So we've been working with our Sony Bravia team to make sure that it is the optimal image coming out of the PS3.
Very cool, very cool. All right, Chris. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time, and we'll see you guys on the racetrack.
Das ist gut.